Even the greatest missions aren't always solo. The Prophet Musa alayhi salam teaches us to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the right partner to share the load. There's an old proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that principle is enshrined in the Quran when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us the story of Musa alayhi salam, who was made into a prophet, and as we've said, had severe qualms or doubts about his ability to fulfill that mission by himself. Now, previously we talked about the doubts that he had in his own self, in his ability to communicate his message, or some of the things that he had done in the past that might be barriers to his message being accepted. But in addition to that, Musa alayhi salam realized something very profound and also something that demonstrated his humility, his piety, and his sincerity. That he can't do this alone. Or even if he possibly might be able to do it alone, he would be able to do it much more effectively with the help of his brother Harun. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commissions Musa alayhi salam, we would imagine if we were in that scenario, the last thing on our mind would be, who else can join me in this task? Maybe we would be very, very happy about being made into a leader. Maybe we would already have our plans and our grand vision already typed up, and now we finally have the authority and the divine sanction to implement what we want. That's not what was on Musa's mind. Musa alayhi salam was already thinking about, I need my brother here with me. I need my brother to help. And so Musa alayhi salam says, he makes dua, he asks and petitions Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَجَعَلْ لِي وَزِيرًا مِنْ أَهْلِي هَارُونَ أَخِي. And give me a wazir, which is, we can translate, give me a advisor, or someone who's going to share the burden, because it's linguistically, wazir is tied to wizr, and wizratun ukhra is like a burden that one carries. Give someone from my family who's going to share my burden with me, my brother Harun. Now, the fact that Musa alayhi salam names that it's from his family is not nepotism. He's not given the job just because he's his brother. That's incidental. It's sifa kashifa, as we say in tafsir. This is something that he's just describing that Harun happens to be his brother. But what Harun brings to the table are his skills, his quality, his assurance, and yes, even his accountability for his brother. That you need someone to look out for your blind spots. Every single person in leadership, every single person who's doing da'wah needs to have a short list of people that they can confide in and say, hey, look, did I go wrong here? Should I take this down? Is there something that I could have done better? And not just to have those people, but to listen to those people almost unconditionally. There should be at least one person that you listen to unconditionally, that no argument, no defensiveness, no explaining or justifying, or well, here's what I was trying to do. One mentor that says to you, this has to come down. You say, okay, and it's done. That's what accountability looks like, and that's what collectivity looks like, that we were not meant to go it alone. We were not meant to bear the burden of what needs to be done in the ummah and in our communities all by ourselves. We're here to help each other. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Help each other, mutual aid in righteousness and in piety. So we see with Harun as being, he's not a sidekick, he's not someone who is in some, token position, but he has real authority. He has real authority to spot Musa alayhi salam and to look out for him and to make sure that things are proceeding as they should proceed. And this becomes very, very apparent when Musa alayhi salam is finally given the Torah and he is brought up to the mountain and given the tablets. And who does he leave in charge? He leaves in charge Harun. And even when there's a conflict, when Bani Israel starts to worship the golden calf, and Musa alayhi salam returns and he confronts Harun as to why you allow this to happen on your watch, Harun's response is very, very instructive. He says, I feared to cause division. So he wasn't pandering and he wasn't just trying to tell people what they wanted to hear or allow them to just do whatever they want. He was operating on principle. And so our leadership also has to be based in principle, in accountability, in open discussion, and frank communication with each other. It's impossible that we're going to agree. Just by statistics, we're going to disagree with one another. But to have accountability partners and to have people that share in the work, there is power in collectivity. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he was approached by some companions and they said that it doesn't matter how much we eat and we eat and we eat, and we find that we're not full. And the first thing the Prophet ﷺ asked them, do you eat alone or you eat together? And they said, we eat alone. He said, eat together, because there's more barakah and blessing in that. If that's even for our meals, then what about for our work? What about for our movement? What about for leadership and for working within the Muslim community? So work together, turn things over to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be willing to hold each other accountable, be like Musa alayhi salam and Harun.